Our ingredients, keeping in mind the 5-ingredient rule, are obviously the Pillsbury Crescent Roll sheets. Then we have sugar, powdered sugar, which is actually for our glaze, kosher salt, which is part of our glaze, cinnamon, and then water. And then this is just to grease the pan for the cinnamon rolls. So, and I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, so that's important to note. And the biggest point in this whole recipe is that you need to brown the butter. So don't worry, I Googled it and looked up how you need to go about browning butter. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like here. But first of all, just note that I took 2 sheets of the Pillsbury Crescent Roll sheets, I spread them out and I just pinched them together into essentially one large square sheet. So that's what this base is, and then we will build off of that from there. So I'll show you what the browning of the butter looks like in just a second. So the browning of the butter is an important step, as I noted. So from my Google research, essentially what you need to do is put the pads of butter into the pan and put it on like low, like I have it on set on between 2 and 3 heat until the pads melt down to liquid. And then as it browns around the edges, you're gonna start swirling it. And basically when you smell kind of the nutty flavor and you see the browning of the butter, that's when you know that it's done. And as soon as you see that, you pull it off and pour it directly onto the Pillsbury sheets that you have setting out, and then you mix that with the cinnamon and sugar, just so that makes sense. So mine is already melted down very quickly. Then I'm gonna wait for it to brown, and I'm just gonna start to swirl it around, and then once it gets to that certain point, you pull it off and pour it on. So just know that that's very important in the whole recipe, is the browning of the butter. And then you're gonna do this again a second time when you get to the glaze. So just know that that's how this goes. It's pretty quick. So you've browned the butter in the pan, and now you're going to basically kind of just spread it on the dough as such. And then you're going to just take some type of take some type of a tool and spread it on the dough. And then I measured out a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I have it in this bowl here. And you're going to basically just sprinkle it on it, kind of evenly if you can. And I'll use my tool to kind of spread it around. Okay. Just kind of spread it on. Like so. And then we're going to do what I think is probably the most fun part of the entire recipe, which is we're gonna roll it. So you just take it from the bottom and just begin to roll, just like all those cinnamon rolls everyone's probably had before. Keep rolling, and if it comes apart, just pinch it back together, like so. Okay, just keep rolling. And then from here, I'm going to take my pizza cutter and cut it into 12 equal cinnamon rolls, and then I'm going to put it into my pre-greased circular pan, and we will pop it in the oven. So I will show you what that looks like in just a second. So I made the cinnamon rolls by rolling them all up, and then I cut them, and in my case I actually made 10, but you're supposed to make about 12 equal cinnamon rolls, and you just pop them into your circular pan that you've pre-greased, don't forget that step, and then the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. You're going to cook it for about 15 to 18 minutes until it's brown. Then you'll pull them out, and then I'll show you how to make the glaze, which is super simple. It's just powdered sugar, salt, water, and butter. The browned butter, don't forget. And then you sprinkle it over the top, and then you literally eat the whole pan. It already smells good. It hasn't even been cooked yet, so I can't wait to show you the finished product. Okay, so I just took these out of the oven. They smell incredible. So now we'll go to my glaze. So again, it was 1 cup of powdered sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and then just 1 tablespoon of water, and then the 2 pads, so basically 2 tablespoons, I guess. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of the butter that you did the browning of the butter. It's basically just warming it until it gets brown. And you put that all together, and that is what you create with the glaze. And don't worry, I'll put this in a recipe because I know this is a little lengthy, especially it was lengthy for me. So just so that everybody understands. But basically, so now these are cooked. I've created the glaze, and now just like with the Pillsbury, you can just spread it on to your cinnamon rolls. These smell just like the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, so I'm assuming they're gonna be really good. So I'm excited to eat these. And then you can make them for your family on Christmas morning or whenever you choose. And I hope that you enjoy them. And I just want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And please let me know if you make these and how your family likes them. And I will see you soon. Thank you.